I have a very special guest today on my podcast, Matteo Bocelli. He has a very famous dad. Well, we're going to talk about you today. So you're a big Ed Sheeran fan. He wrote a song for you? Or?
Yeah.
You also worked with David Foster?
The first two people that listened to the demo were the president of the label. I love the song, but this is not Andrea. Who's this guy?
Is there something that you think the Americans can learn from the Italians?
How to cook pasta.
I have a very special guest today on my podcast. You come from Paradise, you know? That's one of the prettiest places in the world where you live. I'm going to ask you more about it, but everybody, Matteo Bocelli. And if that name sounds familiar, he has a very famous dad. But we're going to talk about you today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure, first of all, because we already had lovely days here writing with you. So I'm very, very happy to be part of this format that you created.
Yay. So your career started when you were like 20 years old. Officially, you had a song with your dad. It was called Fall on Me. And tell me about that.
Well, it's a funny story because in 2018, my dad was working on a new record made of original songs, and that wasn't happening in his career since a very long time.
Original songs, yeah.
Yeah. So we were all very excited, no? Because obviously I've always been following his career. Every time that he was making a new record, for us was something to, like, how do you say, like a part. It was a party, no?
And us, that's your brother. And
my brother Amos,
Amos.
and
I've
yeah,
met Amos. I love Amos. What a cool guy.
Yeah, and so he was receiving lots of songs, mainly from his writers, composers, and then this song that is written by A Great Big World. For those who don't connect anything to the name, they also wrote the beautiful song. Say something, I'm giving up on you. So
that's a great song.
My father received a song from them, and it was basically a love song. And I was like, wow, this song definitely has something. I understand that it's a little bit pop for my father's standards, but there must be a way to, not to convince him, because he also loved the song, but to make him feel, comfortable with that type of music. So I demoed the song, and the first two people that listened to the demo were the president of the label and the producer, Bob Ezrin, a dear friend. And he goes, I love the song, but I also love this voice, but this is not Andrea. Who's this guy? And the president goes, this is Matteo, his son. So there's been, a moment of silence, and then wait. Let's just make the duet father and son.
Amazing.
And that's how basically, happened. A few years earlier, I had the chance to make a record with David Foster.
Ooh. But
my father was, you're too young, you're not ready. And they always try to push me back from it, no? Because he knows how challenging is a music career. And so he was probably trying to protect me, no? But at some point, I guess that whenever you see your, a son in love for something, that has a big passion, I think it would be not very good, to keep him away from something that makes him happy. So it happened. That was my first release, Fall on Me, and I have definitely beautiful memories of that beginning, because since then I went from singing just at home for my family and friends to performing next to my dad on the most iconic venues.
So you went on like the biggest stages in the world, or the most iconic stages in the world. Maybe can you share some of those experiences?
Yeah, I remember. Obviously we did some promo at the very beginning when the song was released. It was the single of the album, and I remember the first tour. It was basically started in Canada, if I'm not wrong, in Montreal. So that's where I performed for my first time in a venue, in a big arena.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did Madison Square Garden, Hollywood Bowl here in LA, and many others. And many others incredible experiences, like performing for President Biden, to Pope Papa Francesco.
Mm-hmm.
So
You know him?
yeah, I met him. I met him.
How was that?
Yeah, that's probably one of the most touching and incredible experience I've ever
It's
had.
like a bucket list item of pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
Meeting the
it's,
Pope. How did that go?
well, again, we were in. I met him probably twice or like 3 times. Once at the Vatican. By the time that I performed "Fall on Me" with my father in front of him, it was in I don't know how it's called, translatable centro, una comunità, like a community. That's called Nuovi Orizzonti. It's an Italian community that helps people from the street and coming out from drugs, and so he was visiting the community, and we performed the song, and I swear it's never been so hard to sing, because I was so emotional, nervous. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've become American and I love America, but I think the best and most beautiful country in the world is hands down Italy. I love Italy so much. I like the Italian people. I like the food in Italy. The nature is breathtaking. You have the ocean, the mountain, the lakes. I love the mountain lakes. Lake Garda is my happy place, really. And you grew up in paradise. So maybe tell us a little bit more about Italy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we all are in love with the place that raised up, us. So, yeah, I was born in Tuscany, and now I live in a little town in the countryside that is called Laiatico. It's basically my father's hometown.
And it's probably 2,000 years old, the town, or?
Yeah, it's very old, and now there, whenever people ask me where do you go for holidays, I always answer at home, because we travel so much.
Yeah, we come to you for holidays.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for you to make some new music.
Yeah, do you appreciate all these old Roman temples and statues and everything you have everywhere in Italy? Do you still appreciate that, or do you think I wish I had some modern things there?
No. I appreciate them so much, and I must tell you that sometimes we want to travel the world, but we have so much to learn about our own culture. There are so many incredible places in Italy that I never visited, and that at some point I should go to and learn about.
Yeah.
And
I heard it can be intimidating if you grew up amidst all these greats, where, I don't know, here you have Michelangelo and here you have the best opera music, and who are you to create something looking up to these greats? You'll never be as great as that, or maybe.
No, I know. Basically, also from Tuscany also comes Puccini, no? I was playing to you before from La Tosca.
Yeah.
Wow. Etc.
Sing it.
No,
you sang it before.
No,
I got chills and I was like, oh my God, this is magic happening.
He's definitely one of my favorite composer. I mean, I grew up with that music, with a lot of opera, a lot of classical music, but at the same time, as I often say, I grew up in a different generation.
But you're classically trained, right? You grew up studying all these operas.
Yeah, I mean, I must say that in the house, probably the one that knows the most about music is my brother Amos. He's the only one graduated in music, and he graduated in piano. But yes, obviously, we were born with that music, with a lot of music in general.
Did you always travel with your dad when he was on tour?
No, unfortunately not. No. I was able to only when, obviously, we had breaks from school, so usually was during Christmas time or Easter or summer. But yes, no. And the mass was studying. It was like, no, you must stay at home and study. And so.
And I mean, your dad's a global icon, but in Italy he must be God, right? Like,
no, actually it's the opposite.
No.
It's the only country where.
So are you able to walk around freely as a kid, or do you have people protecting you? Is there?
No. Look, I mean, probably I feel like that type of fame, you also like, build it, no, in the sense that my father, he never had like guards, and I think that sometimes you create that.
He's also one of these icons that is just universally loved. Everybody loves his voice. I mean, there's
his fans
nothing not to love about him. So
to be
I think
honest,
that protects him as well, because I don't think you have anyone who wants to do anything bad.
no. But to be honest, his fans are very respectful. So obviously, yeah, they all recognize him, but they do it in a very gentle way.
So you studied classical singing, right? But now you want to do pop music, right?
Yeah, I mean, I studied classical because I feel like it's not fundamental, but sometimes those music basics helps you a lot. So actually, whenever then you dip into pop music, sometimes it's even it limit you, because whenever you study classical, you have scheme to respect, and pop is more about the instinct, and so I had to fight in between the two worlds. Even for example, when you sing, when you sing opera, you sing with a certain voice, setting, let's say.
Yeah.
And when you do pop, you have to switch, because you can't sing pop.
Especially nowadays, pop is very close and very whispery.
Yeah.
And you have so much texture in your voice. But in opera, I think you have to be reaching the last row of the stadium or Colosseum or something.
But yes, pop has been. I mean, I remember I was studying piano, classical piano. I was studying Beethoven.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and then I was coming home and I was then doing. And I was doing pop, so I think it was a sign, in the sense that I respect all music whenever it's done with a good purpose. I love it all.
Do you know, I heard this rumor that Chopin was more famous at his time for his piano improvisation, and that the written pieces that we know today of Chopin were actually more like a side product for him, and he when he performed somewhere, it was a lot of improvisation. Is that true?
Definitely, but I guess those composers were spending so much time into their work. Obviously, there's always again an instinct in everyone that makes music, but I guess there was also a lot of work behind that instinct. And also, yeah, Chopin is, I could list him as my favorite composer, like classical composer.
Yeah.
And because he's very, he, how do you say, he belongs to the romantic period, and I always consider myself a romantic guy. And so
you are a romantic guy.
So I'm a ballad guy.
A ballad guy.
That's always been my thing. So.
But then Chopin also has the black keys, right?
Yeah.
Can you play that?
The black keys? No.
No.
No. I can do.
So beautiful.
And yeah,
how do you imagine a Chopin concert? What was the time when he was alive? 1800 something?
Yeah, 1800.
And have you heard of some of his concerts, what they were like at the time?
No. Did you?
No, and I wish someone would make a documentary that shows that. I'm a huge fan of Keith Jarrett and his piano improvisation, and
yeah, I wish we had the technology of today to grab
just someone press record back then. And
I wish, but unfortunately, no.
I mean, imagine his compositions were so incredible, and then I want to know what his improvisation was like. If that was better than his compositions, oh my God!
Yeah, those times were. I mean, I often say that I don't know how much we kind of like invented from Bach on, no? Because I feel like Bach was everything. There's our music, it's part of that kind of like school, not school, but I mean, what can you add to that, no? To those compositions? Like, I feel like the music developed more under the aspect of production, in the sense that, okay, now I'm gonna be banned from the old music industry saying this, but basically today's music, if you put it down to the chords, basically we always go around that, no? Because I remember also an interview of Ed saying, with the same four
Ed
chords,
Sheeran.
yeah, with the same four chords, I can sing you 10 different songs, no, in pop.
Yeah.
Because then it's the dress that you give to those chords, no, and today that dress is, I think, is defined as production. So I think the music developed in that sense, different sounds, different. In fact, how many people said, like, what would Beethoven today would do with all the technology, that we have now? What who knows what type of composition?
Or would he be a purist and reject all technology?
Maybe,
and just
I don't
say,
know.
This is all I need. So you're a big Ed Sheeran fan,
Yeah.
and he wrote a song for you, or?
Yeah. I've been chasing him a lot,
Uh-huh.
and then at some point he sent me a couple of music ideas, but there was one in specific that I fell in love with, not just the melody, but the message, no? Because obviously I always say, yes, okay, you receive a song from Ed Sheeran, and nobody would say, no to an Ed song, no? Because it's an incredible opportunity. But at the same time, you must feel authentic to where you're singing.
Yeah.
So, that song was speaking about, this boy that grew up in a family that loved music, and their parents passed this passion into their kids, and their parents has always been, keep chasing stars, keep chasing your dreams, and most of all, be who you are, no? Because especially I feel like it's a beautiful message, especially in today's world where with socials we always try to be someone that we're not, and we should rather, we should be focusing on things that makes us happy. And so I was like, I love this, I love the melody, I love the lyrics, and so if you allow me, I would love to have your song in my record. And so Chasing Stars.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, what a incredible songwriter Ed Sheeran is, and he's also one of those who writes timeless music, which that's for me the ultimate thing, that you write a song that isn't there for a year, but it's actually 10 years later is still relevant. I always admire that.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I always like to underline it. Obviously, I love him, I appreciate him as an artist, but also as a human being. I had a few chances to spend a few time with him, and he's also a lovely guy. And I just saw he also recently, probably a few days ago, opened his foundation. So it's someone that I really admire, not just for the music, but also for his actions. For the we say in Italian per il prossimo, for the next one.
What are some of your wildest celebrity moments that you've had? Because I'm sure traveling with your dad and doing all these big stages, you must have met everybody.
Yeah, I met a lot of people. I met a lot of people, and one of the most, can you say, hilarious moments, it's been recently, actually this summer, because my dad does this show in his hometown in Laiatico, and this last summer he was celebrating his 30th anniversary of career, and he invited all the people he worked with, he collaborated with, and there was Ed, because of Perfect Symphony. And so we ended up the night of the show at our place. It was, me, my brother,
at
Ed.
Your humble home.
There was, I know. I mean, first of all, I always say it's not my home. It's my family. It's my family place. And it was me, my brother, Ed, Johnny Depp, and also Jaden Smith.
Wow.
And we did basically what we always love to do with our friends. We cooked pasta at 1 a.m. and we put everyone at the table, and we had an incredible time. And I feel extremely lucky because this is what my father taught me, and I think is extremely right. one of the reason why we feel extremely lucky is to be able to meet these, how would you say, these people that made incredible things in their life. No, they reached incredible goals, and I think they're inspiring for many.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it's extremely an honor to be able to talk to them, to understand how was their process, their journey.
Yeah.
And
I
so
just gotta quickly remember that you showed me a video from your, I don't know what it was, from the olive tree to the pasta.
Oh,
you showed me that, right?
yeah.
Describe this one more time. That was the craziest thing I've seen.
Yeah, we have a little farm, and again, we are obsessed with quality, in the sense that, I mean, we all are, but we try to eat our own thing, no? Because at the end, I guess health is the most important thing we have.
Health,
health, yeah. So we also have olive trees, and every year did you say harvest the olives?
Yeah, you harvest the olive
with
trees.
Few friends. And we have our little
Do you
machine.
put a blanket underneath and you shake it?
Yeah, we have an electric
shaker,
and we put nets under.
Yeah.
And and I swear, I've never appreciated olive oils since as much as as now, since I make it my own.
Yeah.
Because the effort you have to put into it, it's crazy. You
so
get
you shake
to
the tree, the olives come down. First of all, you grow it, of course, but olives come down, you have it in the net. What happens next?
Once you harvest, like an area with different trees, you collect them and you put them into, how do you say, cassettes?
Yeah, little box.
And nothing. And almost at the end of the day, you bring all the boxes to, it's called frantoio. It's the place where you then press the olives.
Like a machine that grinds it, right? Or presses
so you put it in this machine where, first of all, you wash them. Then they go into the frangitore. That is a thing that turns fast and breaks everything. And that's called, if I'm not wrong, sansa. That is basically this... It's all the olives broken and mashed together.
Oh, that happens. Okay.
So they have to,
including the stones or without?
Including the nocciolo,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Everything. And then they go into a cylinder that turns extremely fast and separates the oil from the rest. And then there's a lot of scarto, that is the remaining part that you throw away, or you can use it to make a second-hand olive oil.
Oh, wow. And then, like that video you showed me, you have all these machines at home, and it really goes from the tree to the pasta.
Yeah.
I don't know, that last bit where suddenly there's the pasta.
That's also, a
so
very
funny.
One of the reasons why it's super satisfying, because wine, we also make wine, but wine takes a long time before you taste
your own wine.
Once you harvest the
grapes,
the grapes, till you drink the wine in the bottle, you have at least a year and a half, depending on how you want to make your wine.
Yeah.
And the olive oil is instant.
Like I said, paradise.
Yeah. So that's what we do every year. Once we do the first harvest.
Yeah.
The same night we cook pasta and we eat the pasta.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. So you've also had some acting experience, right? You've been in a movie.
Yeah, come on, that's a big word. I played a little role in a very important movie directed by George Miller. He's known to have directed and Happy Feet and also Mad Max.
Oh, I love these.
And so I remember I flew into Australia and I had an incredible time there.
Nice.
And plus I did the soundtrack for the movie.
Wow, that's great. So what are, like, let's say 3 classic pieces that everyone who doesn't know classic music that much should know? Like 3 pieces that have really influenced you, that move you a lot?
I have, I would say, Concerto Pianoforte Orchestra di Rachmaninoff. No, I can't. That I can't. But also the famous Rachmaninoff, also there's Le Campane di Mosca, no? okay, I'm
so beautiful.
Embarrassed to play
No, it's
classical
incredible.
music.
I'm getting goosebumps. It's,
Any pianist is gonna be, oh my god,
No.
he sucks, and they're
No,
right,
I put you in the
because
spot, so it's totally fine.
I put, I studied a long time ago and I lost everything. The
And
very
one more,
few
please.
that I.
One more, if you
So
had to
this is
mention three.
Rachmaninoff. I also love. Very known. There is Beethoven, sonata. Chiar di Luna di Beethoven.
Yeah. Epic suspense.
Oh my god. It gets very long.
So beautiful. Do you have also one where you sing? Classic? Opera?
Classic? No, opera. Come on, opera. Singing it's better not. But there was, yeah. There were,
I'd love to hear just.
I
a
have
little
so much
sample.
fun sometimes playing for my dad. We do E lucevano le stelle. Etc. But there are many. There's a Beethoven. There are many.
So
But yes, it's.
what's on
classical.
your iPhone? Like, what do you listen to in private? Like, what's the music you love to hear?
I do say I listen to a lot of music. I can go truly like from Rachmaninoff, Puccini to I know this is extreme, but Kanye West, Ed Sheeran, who else? Queen,
Queen,
and
incredible. Yeah.
Lionel Richie.
Yeah, love Lionel.
All the greats. I listen to a lot of also Italian music.
How does it feel differently to you? Like, if you listen to music in your mother language versus English, does it touch you more, and does it reach deeper somehow because that you grew up with that language?
Yeah, I have to be honest. We do have like Italian singer-songwriter. They're great. I would say sometimes I think it's such a shame that people cannot, like, that so many people in the world cannot understand and get those lyrics, that music, because it's there are like truly poems. And there's I could say in Italy we used to have a famous duo. There was a frontman called Battisti, and the lyricist was Mogol, and they've been, that's music that will never be forgotten, I'm sure. And Mogol was also friend with Bob Dylan, and I guess Mogol is our Bob Dylan, no? In the sense that Dylan was the one, in the world known to be, an incredible singer-songwriter.
Yeah. Well, at least with classical music, it's the Italian language that's probably the predominant music for classical music.
Yeah.
Is it, right?
Yeah.
There's some Germans, there's some, like, what are the other languages for classical music? It's mostly European.
Yeah, for classical music, Italian, German, and French as well.
Not so much Spanish, right?
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
They had their own thing, right? They had their
I don't know.
flamenco. And actually, I went to Portugal once, and the Fado music in Portugal blew me away. Have you been to those Fado restaurants in Lisbon?
No, I wish.
Oh my God.
I've never been to Portugal, actually.
It's funny
it's
because
one of my...
I mean, it's a not a small country, but relative small country to Spain, and not really I spoke to people in Lisbon, and they said that they like the Spanish, but the Spanish don't like them. I don't know if that's the reason why this Fado music stayed in that little country, Portugal. And it's so beautiful. And the singers, they have so much soul. So they have these restaurants where you can go and you have dinner, and then they sing Fado music for you. And it's like, I was working with Celeste recently, and she says, that's all I want to do, this kind of music. That's so inspiring. You should listen to it.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Yeah.
I will. I have to
you also worked with David Foster.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great inspiration to me. Love that guy. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, David is mostly, a friend, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say that I grew up with him, because I didn't spend that much time, but I definitely know him since I was a little kid, and I have beautiful memories in the studio with him and my dad. He would have, flew into Tuscany and spent a few weeks for every album, and so yes, we have, and also he's been the one, I'm very grateful to him, because he's definitely been the one that always believed in my voice, and it was like, I want your voice to be heard. No,
he's probably known you since you were 5 years old, or
probably yes, probably since that age, and yes, so sometimes he would have told me, come to to my events, to my shows. I want you to be heard, and so think of a song that you may sing, and let's do it. So we ended up choosing Caruso. That is a song written by an incredible singer-songwriter that unfortunately is not with us anymore. An Italian one. He was Lucio Dalla, and that's it's funny that today that's the song with which I usually end my shows. Because as this, you say, peculiarity of going from a very pop approach to the song to the more operatic one.
Yeah.
Because in the chorus it opens up and
I saw you recently at the Hollywood Bowl at David Foster's 75th anniversary show, and you sang 2 or 3 songs, right?
Yeah, the Hollywood Bowl. I did also this song that is it's been written by a dear friend. His name is Tony Renis. I always say he wants to be called Zio Tony. Zio means uncle.
Okay, Uncle Tony.
And so I recently performed that song in Chile, a festival called Festival de Viña del Mar.
Wow.
And something crazy happened, because the whole news after that performance started to talk about it, and so from being completely unknown in South America, I ended up doing a few months ago my first ever arena in Santiago de Chile.
Whoa!
Yeah, so
alone you sold out an arena
alone.
Oh my God!
And
that's
so
incredible.
Things are slowly moving. And,
was it you with a band or with an orchestra?
Yeah, me and my band. And band is basically Valerio, my musical director. He's the one that plays the keyboards and the guitar. Then I have a drummer. I have a violin, cello, and a bass player.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, a whole arena?
A whole arena.
You should put more people on stage if you have so much audience.
The goal is one day to also have an orchestra, but... but
and you're touring again, right? So you did this tour, and you're about to start touring again.
Yeah, at the moment my approach to shows is not very like typical of pop singers that makes the record and then they tour and then they stop, they make the record. And I mean now it's been a year and a half, and I'm keep doing shows. I came back to US 3 times. Now I'm coming back in March.
Yeah.
Doing my shows in mostly in Florida, and then I'm going to as well to Atlanta, and I'm going to Louisiana as well.
Beautiful.
In close by New Orleans.
What are your shows like? Is it mostly your music, or do you also play some classic songs? What's your repertoire?
So mostly it's my music, and at the same time, I also play those classics that people may expect from me. So I go from Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis.
Love that song.
Or again, Caruso, the one we were talking about before.
Yeah.
and what else? She of it's known by the performance of Elvis Costello,
Is it
or
da, 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 da. She's always a woman to me.
She may be the beauty or the beast.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Na,
Okay.
na, 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 na.
Yeah.
It's also known for, it's performed by Aznavour.
Okay.
And so yes, I'm enjoying this moment so much. We're simply putting out shows after shows.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be back in Europe for the second time. No, actually for the third time this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, my next record should be out.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be, I guess, my second step into live shows. Cause I'm gonna change.
Yeah, I'm
few
excited
things,
about that record.
and I hopefully we're gonna build it up from there.
So I mean, you're still so young, but you pretty much grew up on stage. So we always have a little segment of tips and tricks, do's and don'ts, things that you can recommend to our viewers. Anyone who wants to make music or is inspired or wants to become Matteo Bocelli one day. What are things you've learned in, like, let's say about performing, singing on stage? What are things that you could, like, tips and tricks?
First of all, I feel like are way more the thing that I still have to learn than not the ones that I've learned till today.
No, you've been on these stages. Come on.
Yeah,
and you have not embarrassed yourself.
It's not. No, it's not to be humble. It's the truth. Because at the end, again, I've been making music. Yes, definitely since I was a little kid. But yeah, I mean, in the last 6 years, I've been touring like 4 years with my dad. But I'm doing now my own shows since the last year and a half. So definitely I learned also a lot from my dad. Having him, it's been
what have you learned
a
from
good
your
treat
dad?
In the sense that,
like, pass on some tips.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for the performance itself, it's given for granted that you have to get to the performance to approach a performance, a tour. Having tried the repertoire on and on, practice so much.
Yeah.
And even sometimes people have the fear of, is my voice gonna be like strong enough to handle like a whole tour or even like a show.
Yeah.
So
how do you pace yourself so you don't lose your voice?
So I mean, definitely again, the classical training helps.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes pop brings you to use the voice in a way that it's not correct. We have to be honest. So to challenge your voice, basically, sometimes I even do like twice the repertoire in a day, and you repeat it like for more than once.
Wow.
And so you get to the point where then it should be theoretically like easy to do show off day, because at that point, having trained to play twice the repertoire every day for a week, then it should be I don't want to say easy, but it should be fine to play, every 2 days a show.
And when you're on stage, do you play by ear, or do you have the notation in front of you if you play on the piano, or do you also play on the piano? Or
I do play the piano, but no music in front of me.
So just by ear and by memory. That's amazing.
But probably the best tips to give, I mean, even there, it depends, because you speak to many artists and they don't respect like rules, and then you look at my dad, or even like recently I watched a Celine Dion interview where she was like, I admire so much, I envy so much those rock star that they don't really respect rules and they go on stage and they make the show, and I'm here always like worrying so much about my voice, because you have to be perfect, and so basically what I do is, first of all, I respect a certain diet whenever I'm on tour. So
tell me about it. What do you eat?
I avoid completely the alcohol.
No alcohol at all?
No alcohol at all.
Wow.
Even though I do like now and then, when I'm home, to drink a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So I avoid that completely. And also I always say the first medicine of the voice is the rest. If you don't rest, it's most likely possible that you're not gonna have the best voice. No.
Get your 6-8 hours sleep. How long do you sleep?
No. I mean, I usually sleep like 8-9 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a good sleeper.
Good sleeper. That's nice.
But I mean, on tour, you know, it's important. So the more that you can sleep, the better it is. At the same time, it's not good at all to be completely lazy during the day, because then at some point your body needs to move, you know, your body needs to be activated.
Do you work out? Fitness?
Yeah, I mean, workout is a big word. You know, I try to do more aerobic in the sense I like walks. And so the
resting,
diet.
So far you didn't talk about food. This was just drinking,
and food,
what you eat.
Yeah, food, obviously, obvious things like food. I'm very sad during the tours because I always do rice and proteins like chicken or like salmon, the classic, and vegetables. And that's it.
And you're used to fresh things, right? So you probably always want fresh vegetables and organic.
Yeah, you
and
try, but the truth is that whenever you travel the world, it's not easy to always find, you know,
unless you bring
good
your own
stuff.
chef.
yeah, but I don't.
No.
So, and then of the diet, the last thing about eating is that you always have to keep at least 4 or 5 hours. How do you say, like 4 or 5 hours? How do you say, out from the performance? So, like for example,
before the performance.
Yeah, I try to sleep the most possible, and then I wake up. I shower. I start warming up the voice, and after the first warm up, I eat around 2 p.m.
Oh, no breakfast?
No, I skip it because I give priority to the sleep.
Wow.
So I eat at 2 p.m. and then from 2 p.m. on, I don't eat anymore. Like I skip the dinner.
For the rest of the day?
Because if I eat, like if the show is at 9 and I eat at 7, I don't digest and I'm start like burping on stage.
That is like almost like fasting for half the day.
Yeah. So then
And then after the show, do you eat?
And also, yes, even though you shouldn't.
No,
I mean, yes, because I eat again. I eat. Honestly, it's not very healthy, the tour life, because then I eat after the show, but also a terrible thing. It's to eat and don't digest before you sleep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I know that this is very boring, but this is what I do. So usually that's also why I wake up so late, because I go to bed very late, so that I completely digest it, and then next day same thing.
Yeah.
But I give priority to my nerves, so I want to feel relaxed, and I don't want to be stressed and to be stressing my body with.
Is there a song in your childhood that like meant a lot to you at a certain time in your childhood?
Oh, this is a tough question. Like, what's your favorite song?
Like, no, let's say picture yourself 5 years old, 7 years old. Was there a song that meant a lot to you?
No, I can tell you that when I was growing up, first loves, and I wanted to dedicate songs to the first love. And I went to my father and I was like, I described the girl, and I was like, she's, brown hair, and I did the whole description. And I was like, what can I dedicate to her? No? And there was this romanza called...
and your dad was like, son, if you're in love, you have to sing a certain way and you got to charm her. And
it was going, oh, begli occhi di fata, oh, begli occhi stranissimi e profondi. It should be sang properly.
It's so pretty. What does it say?
Oh, beautiful eyes of a fairy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And your dad wrote this for you for
No. It's actually a romance of Luigi Denza.
Ah.
Yeah.
What is some advice your dad gave to you?
Definitely the ones that I just told you about, how to approach, a live show.
Did he give you any love life advice?
No.
No.
No. He's the worst on that.
Yeah? When was your first girlfriend?
Don't let me say why. Don't let me say, let's skip this.
I mean, that's now, but when you were a little kid,
No, basically,
you were in love for the first time.
You know, because when you're a kid, you want to hear, love tips, and it was simply like, at your age, you have to have fun.
That's what your dad said.
So, I don't know if he's gonna be happy to having me saying this, but okay. From one side it's true, no, because then if you stuck on some laws at a very early age, it depends on. I mean, we're all different, but it depends on people. But sometimes it's true, no, you're stuck on one person, and then you grow up and you miss those experiences that you should have done before. So.
And then some people,
but again,
find the first
again,
love
I'm not. Again, this is not a judge at all, because I don't. Judging is the last thing I want to do in life, because everyone is free to do. The most important thing is to be, happy, obviously.
Yeah.
And but at least this is how I want to approach my, my life.
Is there something that you think the Americans can learn from the Italians?
How to cook pasta.
And beyond that,
because it's always overcooked.
That's right. Yeah, pizza and pasta.
No, it would be it would be enough. It would be enough. I would be extremely happy with that.
What could the Italians learn from the Americans?
Oh, also a lot of things. Like, for example, to be what we admire so much of America is that a place where whenever you have an idea, you accomplish it. In Italy, everything it's so more difficult. To make something, you have to go through a billion things, and so there's an approach to dreams that I love.
That's what I felt when I moved to America. That here it's more clean slate. Like, you just create art, and you're not compared to so much to the pre-existing greats. You're just free to do what you want, and if some people like it, they like it, and it's art.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
it is true.
Is there anything you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say?
The process of making a record. I developed that side through the years, because I signed to my first label, as an interpreter mainly, and they put me, in the position to be writing with other incredible composers like you.
Thank you.
And so I started, and I fell in love with the process, on making new music, even because whenever you do pop, definitely sometimes you can even simply receive a great song and be a good interpreter. But obviously if you make the songs your own, they're way more authentic, because you speak about yourself, and I feel it's easier to reach people's heart.
Yeah.
And so I feel like definitely my first album has been an important step, but I feel like in the second one that I'm now making I feel completely like a different person. I know way better what I want. And so I'm honestly very, very excited to make more music, to work on this new music that we already made together as well.
Yeah.
And obviously then to see the reaction of people. Obviously, the most important thing is for you to be satisfied, to feel accomplished. But obviously then you want to share this music with the rest of the world, no? So it's always a great feeling to be releasing new music.
Is there some advice that you would want to give your younger self, like now that you're 27, like you would want to give the 7-year-old Matteo?
To talk with the word if, it's too easy, no? Because whenever you say if I would have, it's growing and developing your own self. It's a natural process. And probably I would focus way more on myself rather than trying to understand where the market goes, because at the end it's true that in music there's no rule. Whenever you make music, the closest you are to yourself, to how you feel, and the more I think you're gonna get close to people's soul, no? The more you're gonna be able to touch their. So simply, I feel it's all about taking out all the emotions that you have inside.
Yeah.
And
I mean, ultimately, music's a feeling, and if you make somebody feel something, that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
If we can make somebody feel something, forget about what it looks like, what the shape is.
You must be honest. You must be spontaneous.
Yeah.
I think that's what music wants. Whenever you start like overthinking of it, it's where you fail.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. It seems so. Even like when you write new songs, at the beginning I was like, sitting at a piano, and only when like a true inspiration was like I was feeling something like truly like inspiring. Today I approach more the writing as let's simply have fun, because sometimes you get the good song even simply having fun and playing with it, and also this is another tip that I got from Ed, because again, music, it is pure emotion, like a pure inspiration that you get from even not your personal life, maybe from the story of someone else, but it's also about practicing that skill, no? So the more you write, and the more chances I feel you have to get a great song.
That's true. Yeah, good tips from Ed. Our hero.
So we have to I guess you have to learn from the greatest,
Yes, you do.
This is it. I mean, I met many songwriters. They're also, songwriters that told me, I never wanted to be influenced by others. So he said, I grew up simply with instrumental music, and I never listened to other artists. I don't know. Again, I don't know where the truth is. I don't know if that's the way to make music, or if it's better to know everything and to try to steal, the best from everyone. But again, at the end, you must do what feels right to you and what feels, good and spontaneous to you.
Yeah. Did you get any tips from the Pope?
No, I didn't. Because, in those moments you feel too embarrassed to say anything.
But you could speak in Italian, right? Because it's like his mother language and your mother language, so you have a much different connection also.
Yeah. No, honestly, I was there, but you always feel like you're still in time from someone that has way more important things to do, So
like meeting the president, and then he stays too long, and like, you got a country to run.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is great. Well, thank you so much for this incredible conversation. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the chance to have my first podcast ever.
The first podcast ever with me. I'm so honored. If you like the podcast, please you like it, subscribe, and if you give a review, if you give a 5-star review, we'd be incredibly honored. And there will be more. Thank you so much. Bye.
See you guys.